This is KLFY 10, Acadiana's multimedia news source. Connecting you now.
Hello, Acadiana. Welcome to Meet Your Neighbor for our Tuesday afternoon. We have $10 on our first phone call today. If you can give us our news story of the day, which is the biggest story around the world right now, the voting conclave. That's the voting conclave. Get it to us. You'll win $10 for that story and much more news around Acadiana. Here's Blue Rolfes. Hi, Blue.
Hi, Gary, and hello, Acadiana. Topping our look at news, state and local lawmakers met this morning in Welsh for the annual Jeff Davis Parish Legislative Update Breakfast. District 25 Senator Dan Moorish and State Representative Johnny Gwynn were both present, giving an updated look at what they expect the 2013 legislative session to look like. On their agenda, discussing Governor Bobby Jindal's tax reform and his administration's budget. Tonight at 5 and 6, News 10's Hope Ford will have more from the breakfast and why officials believe this legislative session will be an important one for Louisiana. And Governor Jindal will be traveling to Bayou Corn this week, the site of the massive sinkhole in Assumption Parish. On Wednesday, Governor Jindal meets with representatives of Texas Brine, the owners and operators of the salt cavern that collapsed last summer, forcing more than 150 families out of their homes. Jindal wants the company to expedite buyouts for those forced to evacuate. The sinkhole has now swallowed over 9 acres of land and may get a lot bigger. That's because one of the walls of collapsed cavern is much closer to a second cavern than first thought. Jindal says state agencies are prepared for any eventuality, including additional evacuations and the possibility of relocating nearby LA 70 further north. On the education beat today, Louisiana public school students can now register for free online classes taught by more than 40 organizations. Courses are free to students in lower performing public schools. Students in schools with a state ranking of A or B also can take the courses at no cost if they're not offered in the public school they attend. The state is going ahead with the Course Choice program, despite a judge's ruling last year that funding the program through the state's public school financing formula violates the Louisiana Constitution. That ruling is under appeal. Broussard police have arrested 2 California men on multiple drug charges. When Broussard police arrived at 109 Padre Drive, their initial investigation was regarding a burglary at the residence. But during that investigation, police discovered 100 grams of hydroponic marijuana, an assault rifle, and a handgun. Officials arrested Richard Wesley and Daniel Burbenez without incident. They both have been charged with possession to distribute and possession of a firearm. The federal trial of Desperados strip club owner James Panos has been pushed back. The jury trial that's expected to last 3 weeks was rescheduled by U.S. District Judge Elizabeth Foote. Panos' attorney, Scott Iles, had requested a speedy trial, which was set for March 25th. The delay was requested by federal prosecutors due to the voluminous nature of evidence. Panos was arrested and indicted in December for maintaining drug-involved premises at Desperados. That trial is now set for July 29th. In international news, the voting process for a new pope is getting underway, and the world's 1.2 billion Catholics could have a new leader as early as today. Randall Pinkston is in Vatican City with the latest details.
The 115 cardinals who will elect the next pope are beginning their secret voting conclave. After gathering at the Vatican's Pauline Chapel, they will then file into the Sistine Chapel, singing the Litany of Saints. It's a chant asking the saints to help them choose a pope. The Master of Ceremonies then gives the command Extra Omnes, which in Latin means everybody out, and the doors to the chapel will close. The cardinals then take an oath of secrecy, pray, and vote in silence.
The secrecy makes sure that what is happening there is between the cardinal and Almighty God. Little piece of paper on the table in Latin. I elect as Supreme Pontiff, and they have to write the name, and they're told to disguise their writing too.
It's not just smoke from a chimney on the roof of the Sistine Chapel that will announce a new pope has been elected. Bells will ring. There's also a website offering to send text messages, but it was so flooded with requests, it had to stop taking them. The cardinals celebrated Mass at St. Peter's Basilica this morning. The dean of the College of Cardinals urged them to put aside their differences as they elect a new leader. They are expected to vote just once today and up to 4 times a day until one cardinal receives at least 77 votes. Security has been beefed up in St. Peter's Square, where hundreds of thousands of people will gather to see the new pope introduced to the world. Randall Pinkston, CBS News, Vatican City.
That conclave is expected to last at least 2 days. A Colorado judge has entered a not guilty plea for alleged Batman movie theater shooter James Holmes. The judge entered the plea after Holmes' defense lawyer said he wasn't ready to enter one. Holmes is charged with multiple counts of murder in the July 20th, 2012 attack at a movie theater in Aurora, Colorado that killed 12 people and injured 70 others. President Obama heads to Capitol Hill today to meet with Senate Democrats. This is the first of 3 trips to meet with lawmakers this week. He's been wooing congressmen trying to find a solution to the budget crisis. Tomorrow, the president plans to meet with House Republican members. A bipartisan group of senators is working on a plan to keep the government funded beyond the end of the month when current funding runs out. And there's fresh criticism over the lack of diversity in President Obama's new cabinet picks. The chairwoman of the Congressional Black Caucus sent the president a letter of concern. Congresswoman Marcia Fudge says President Obama enjoyed overwhelming support from African Americans during the election. Now, all the top positions in the administration have been filled by white males. But White House staffers say President Obama isn't done with his cabinet picks just yet. One senior advisor promised when he was finished, the cabinet would have diversity, including women and people of color. Right now, it's time to get a check of our forecast. For that, let's head to the Weather Center and check in with live Doppler 10 storm tracker meteorologist Heath Morton. Heath.
Blue, another chilly start to this Tuesday morning. We started out in the lower 40s across most areas of Acadiana. 41 was the low in Lafayette, 40 New Iberia. Look at Alexandria, below freezing up there this morning. They were down to 31 degrees. 56 now in Lafayette. It is 58 in New Iberia. Live Doppler 10 storm tracker radar is all quiet, no problems, and we're not expecting any rain for a long time across the area. We do see some showers coming across northern Arkansas. Those will stay away from us as we see a lot of sunshine back to the west. So the sunshine will be with us for the rest of the day. 65 at 6 o'clock this evening, 60, and then a chilly evening down to 52 at 8, 10 o'clock this evening. We are looking at about 49 degrees. Another check of the weather is coming up in just a few minutes.
And before we head to break, we have a phone call we made at Crowley. We had a phone call concerning our news story of the day to Judy Robinson. She is watching our news story and also Meet Your Neighbor, and she had the correct answer. That means she's $10 richer, $110. Back with more Meet Your Neighbor after the break. Stay with us right here.